Well, it seems like it may have been a crime of passion.
A crime of passion. Hey, I gotta pee. Hold on. Turn out that way. Wow. This is crazy. All right, what we got? Did you pray today? Teaching assistant found, in the car. Wait, teaching. Oh my God. All right. Get right, Kinky, now. Teaching assistant found, in car was shot before crash. Okay, so she got shot before she crashed. So she got shot and that would make her crash. All right. All right, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Drop a comment what y'all want to see next. Do y'all like my yin yang song on my jacket? Look at it right.
Well, it seems like it may have been a crime of passion.
A Texas teaching assistant is shot and killed just weeks after an Amber Alert is put out for her younger sister.
It's
Wait,
another
what?
tragedy that probably should not have happened.
Now, investigators believe
you mean
they
probably
arrested
shouldn't
the
have
man
happened?
responsible for the murder. But could that gruesome crime be related
Ugh.
to the person's case?
There's likely
What in the kangaroo
there was
gorilla
a
glue?
history of violence in his past, where as the old saying, "Hurt people hurt people."
On March 3rd, dispatch got a call for a crashed
Oh my-
vehicle
I
in
always
Rusk
hear
County,
Mark,
Texas,
bro. I'm like,
about 2 hours
ow.
east of Dallas.
Look, I just hit
when
myself
first
in the dick.
responders arrived to the scene,
glad it was
they
my
found
ball sack.
27-year-old
Oh, shit.
Christina
Oh, my
Glenn
God.
dead.
Hold on.
But they quickly determined her cause of death wasn't the crash, but rather a gunshot wound. 33-year-old Justin Roy Edwards has now been arrested and charged in her murder.
How do they
Some
be
reports
finding
say the
folks
pair
like
were
this,
dating,
though,
but
fool?
their
How do they
relationship has
find
not been
that, bro?
confirmed by investigators.
I know with
Retired
cameras
FBI
everywhere,
agent
well,
Colin
duh.
Schmidt says the crime itself doesn't appear to have been premeditated.
Well, it seems like it may have been a crime of passion. That it appears that she was driving the car, and the boyfriend and her may have gotten in an argument, and then it just went downhill from there. And it appears that that's what he did is he shot and killed her, and because they found her in the driver's seat, and then it appears that I think he.
I want some more
probably
LED
panicked
lights,
instead
fool.
of trying
Should I get
to,
some more LED lights, fool? Y'all let me know
dispose
some
of
down in the
body
comments.
because there was no thought beforehand before he did the crime, that he probably just jumped out of the car, freaked
Trying to
out,
see why I
and
put
just
that shit at, though.
ran away, and then law enforcement did their job and found him. When I say passion, it's an emotional response to something that was said or did, and then instead of this person thinking it through and showing knowledge and intent prior to doing the act, they just
How you gonna tell somebody how
and
they
so that's why I
what they
say crime
thinking,
of
fool?
passion, in the sense that it was an emotional reaction because of the way this was set up. Because if the boyfriend or whomever killed her had an intent to do this, he certainly wouldn't have done it in a moving car while he was in there.
Glenn was
You don't know what he would have did.
Crash.
Everybody
According to a release
crazy.
From the Rusk County
Everybody
Sheriff's
is
Office,
crazy.
Evidence collected during the preliminary investigation.
I'm
there
on my
was
Darth Vader
consistent
Sith
with
Force,
murder.
you know what I'm
My
saying?
question there is, how did they determine that it was murder, that it wasn't suicide, that a gun didn't accidentally go off? What would lead them to make that determination right away?
Well, once again, it's the body, the state of
Because he black.
the corpse, so to speak, is she's got a gunshot wound in the side of her head, and then there's no firearm around or no note. Then it's obvious that it was a third party that killed her.
That's all you go off
being
of?
a suicide, exactly that. There would be some sort of instrument of that suicide laying around, whether it be the firearm or if she wanted to cut her wrist or something along those lines.
Okay, that do make sense.
Generally
Okay.
speaking, people don't
Tight shit.
shoot themselves while they're driving. If it's a suicide, it's more going to be in an area that's staged, whether it be a hotel room or in their own home, and there's going to be some planning that goes into it.
Schmidt says investigators likely looked into the aspects of the crash as part of their investigation, too, to determine whether Glenn was driving at the time she was shot.
Well, I think that's depending on how the state of the body, if the airbags have deployed, if there was actual damage to the front of the car, was there other indications? The onboard computer would tell whether there was a crash, and then on the passenger side, is there indicia of blood or some sort of injury to whomever was sitting there as well? Then of course they pulled the body out, and then there's a gunshot wound in her. So then obviously, logical inference is that she was shot, and then she crashed the car after she was shot with a firearm.
Is it possible that domestic violence could play a role in any of this?
Absolutely. I think when they start doing the background on the relationship, there's a high probability that there were some injuries, that he was lashing out, whether it be emotionally or physically. Once again, if indeed the boyfriend did do it, if that's what it appears right now, and that'll be part of the investigation. Also looking at the text messages between the two. Was he making threats? Was he being abusive on via text message or through social media or through WhatsApp or whatever? But yeah, when you see this level of violence,
who the fuck be on WhatsApp?
likely was some
I don't
sort
understand the
of
purpose of
precipitating
WhatsApp
event that led to it.
We still don't know much about the suspect, Justin Roy Edwards. We do know he was involved with a boxing gym, but Schmidt says that pastime is likely unrelated to any domestic violence claims.
I don't think there's a correlation to his hobby, to his or his what he wants to do in terms
What
of
if he ain't got nothing to do with it, fool?
Domestic violence is basically something that happens between two people that is absolutely horrible. The correlation is more about generally it's the male is the aggressor, not in every case. And there's likely there was a history of violence in his past where
a lot of the time for the female the one that start this shit.
And right now the suspect, Justin Edwards, is being held on $1 million bond. Do you think that's an appropriate bond number?
Well, the bond is basically indicative of the fact that they don't want him out on the street. So they put it at that level, knowing he's not going to be able to make that bond. Generally, it's 10%. I'm sure he doesn't have $100,000 laying around.
Wow, why would you say that?
As well as it's unlikely he's got any assets or a family member that's going to put their house up to get him out. So that when you see those $1 million bonds, it's basically because the government does not want that person back on the streets.
The case takes a bizarre twist when we consider that Glenn's 16-year-old sister went missing just weeks before her murder. At the time of her death, Christina Glenn was a teaching assistant based in Houston.
Like, what if somebody's just targeting their family, fool? They ain't got nothing. Watch the fuck out the court, oh my God.
She was last seen
you never know,
February 10th,
could be guilty.
And an Amber
he could be
Alert
completely
went out
innocent.
later on February 26th.
He could either be guilty or completely innocent. You know what I'm saying?
Danger of death,
But God,
serious
damn.
bodily injury, and could be with someone or several people exposing her to harm. Is there any possibility that these two things could be related?
Well, there's a possibility, and without not.
I believe for how your whole family
information,
getting knocked off. It ain't funny for how your whole family getting knocked off.
There's no such thing as a coincidence. If things like this
in
are
a very
occurring,
small time period,
there's definitely a place where
like
law
make it make sense out of all the people that be out there
to see if there is that correlation or connection, and that'll go once again. It'll go back to actually the interview of the individual that they have incarcerated right now. And once again, back to those phones, that social media and the communication and the phone records to see what was going on around that time when that person disappeared.
The Brenham Police Department tells us the 16-year-old has since been found and reunited with her family. But because her disappearance is still under investigation, they can't give out any more information. While we're not sure what went into Nita's disappearance last month, we do know it wasn't her first time disappearing. Last summer, Christina posted to her Facebook, writing, quote, "My sister and I got in a disagreement and she has ran off. She has turned off everything so the close family cannot get in touch with her." At the time, the Houston Police Department Missing Persons Unit put out a missing juvenile alert, classifying the girl as a runaway. Because of her history of repeated disappearances, Schmidt believes it's probably unrelated to Christina Glenn's murder.
It's leading me to believe that there's no correlation between the murder and her missing. And there's probably some sort of issue in her own home that she's running away from. So I don't necessarily think there's that correlation. It basically sounds like there's something that's causing her, a catalyst for her to run away, whether it be mental health or whether she's in an abusive home herself. But that's telling me that the correlation isn't really a place to look into. I think, however, the
Yes, it is.
sister will be a good witness to find out if there was a history of domestic violence between the guy that's in jail
That'd
right
be
now.
crazy,
and
bro.
the
You shouldn't
decedent.
even be able to.
Meanwhile, the
Bro, you shouldn't even be able to take her words here. That be just
ongoing.
run
Do you
off
think that
and-
investigation is still ongoing in this case? And if so, what would that look like?
Yeah, I think they definitely want to find out exactly what happened, because if they're going to put this guy on trial for murder, they need to have all the details. So they're, like I said, they're digging into all the parts of communication between the two. They're asking witnesses to see if there was a history.
What y'all
of
think,
domestic
boy? Do you
violence.
think
Was
he
there
did
something
it?
leading up
Is
to
he
this?
guilty?
What was the
And is the
argument
younger
about?
girl crazy?
And even going and looking at that the onboard computer.
Yes,
depending
the
on
young
what kind
girl
of
is
car it was,
crazy
downloading
AF,
and seeing if
but
there
I
was
don't know
sporadic
yet about the
driving
dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
happening
I don't know. I don't know. I don't
before
know. I
this
don't know. I don't
wreck,
know. I
or
don't
just
know.
a lot of stopping
I
and
don't know. I
starting,
don't know.
or
I
anything
don't
that would
know.
lead them to believe that there was some sort of behavior that was leading up to this event.
Is there any way specifically that investigators would try to track down a motive in this case?
Once again, talking to everybody in their social circle, talking to family members, talking to friends, talking to his friends, looking to see if he'd made any statements to his closest confidants that he had intended on harming her. Were they fighting? Was there some sort of catalyst? Anything and everything could be there, but it all comes down to just good old-fashioned, burning some shoe leather and going out and talking to people.
Anyone with more information about Christina Glenn's murder is
Nobody
asked to
knows.
contact the Rusk County
Christina
Sheriff's
Milian,
Office.
whatever her
Reporting for
name.
Law Crime, I'm Sierra Gillespie.
Oh, Sierra Sierra. All right. Take it down, yeah, take it down. That's it for this video, for y'all. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment, man. I got some music to work on, for I gotta record some songs in it, bit. But I had to come mess with y'all on the other YouTube channel, man. Y'all know what I'm saying? So y'all like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment. Let me know how I can make these videos. Let me know how I can make these videos better for y'all, fool. Oh God, y'all want a different angle? Y'all want to be like this, or do y'all want to be like this? You know what I'm saying? Shit like that, goddamn. Y'all let me know something down in the comment, man. That's it for this video, though, fool. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. What the fuck? You having them freak ass dreams, goddamn freak ass dog. Oh, God. Y'all let me know something though, fool. I'm see y'all next video, fool. Big